So yeah, let's talk about that really quick. UFC Boston, love Boston, by the way. One of the coolest towns to perform comedy in. I will be actually there this winter. Louis J. Gomez presents LouisJGomez.com. Get tickets to all of my tour dates. I'm going to be going everywhere. But here, let me pull up the actual fight card.
Yeah, so it's Chris Weidman versus Dominick Reyes. And Dominick Reyes is undefeated. I'm just looking at Chris Weidman's record here as we're talking. I mean, you got to respect Chris Weidman, right? Honestly, me and Weidman, we went back and forth when I was fighting, and he was the champ, and then I was the champ. And, we were both talking a bit of shit. But he's a good guy, right? He is. He's a good guy. I've never heard anything bad about him other than him talking shit and other than him making fun of my eyes one time on Twitter and posting some fucked up pictures. That was a little shitty. But other than that, we were just competitors, and I wish him the best. And as I say, he's a good guy. You got to admire him. I mean, from when he was the champion, he lost to Luke Rockhold, then he lost to Yoel Romero, then he lost to Gegard Mousasi, right? Went on a 3-fight losing streak. But look at those guys, Rockhold, Romero, Mousasi. He got knocked out in all 3 of those fights. But he's taking on top of the food chain guys time after time after time. And as I say, lost 3 of them. Then he fights Kelvin Gastelum. Wins in the second round by arm triangle choke. He wins that. Then he fights Jacare Souza. So, I mean, he's fighting only the top guys. So that, and I'm saying this to kind of cushion what I'm about to say, because I think this is a bad fight for him. But again, I respect him so much. Fighting down at middleweight, fighting his last fight. Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, even before. I mean, here's his last fights. Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, Vitor Belfort, Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero, Gegard Mousasi, Kelvin Gastelum, Ronaldo Jacare Souza, right? They're the biggest names in the middleweight division, right? And yes, he's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. So he's going up to middleweight, to light heavyweight. But he's taking on a guy that I think is a bad matchup for him. But I respect the fact that this guy isn't looking for a tune-up fight at light heavyweight. He's going straight away into the deep end, taking on one of the top contenders. And if you can do it, just like Darren Till taking on Gastelum, he's doing the same thing, right? If you can pull it off, you can do it. You're instantly a contender in that weight class. I respect it, but I don't think it's going to be a good night for him, Lewis.
Yeah, it's tough. Weidman, I think he's notoriously known as being a bigger middleweight. I think, the problem with that many losses, at 185, reinventing yourself at 205 and going against an undefeated guy where there's not. I mean, look, I think there were some people that thought he lost the decision to Özdemir, right? I think that was like super close. It was a split decision. So I guess there's something there, but at the same time, it's like if I'm his team, I'm like, dude, you're moving up to light heavyweight. There are guys at light heavyweight that are probably easier matchups with at least a little more data on how to beat them that I would have taken. But for that exact reason, yeah, Chris Weidman, bad motherfucker. But what are the odds on this one, Harrington? Do we know? Because this would be a fight that I would definitely bet on Reyes.
Yeah, well, hold on. So yeah, I just want to talk about Reyes a second. So if you look at the record of Reyes, Volkan Oezdemir, or Vincent Prout, Jared Cannonier. See, back in the day when Reyes beat Jared Cannonier, that was just like Jared Cannonier. He'd lost some fights at heavyweight, came down to light heavyweight. Now, if you see him in the middleweight division, he's doing fucking huge things. So that makes that win even better. Prior to that, Joachim Christensen, he's 6'4". He's got a 77-inch reach. Right now, he's not the best wrestler, so that's going to be the game plan for Chris Weidman. It has to be, because I think if he stays on the feet, Reyes, it's just a bad stylistic matchup for him if he can't take him down to the floor. As I say, I respect Weidman's balls here, stepping up and doing this, and I'm not saying it's going to be one-way traffic. Weidman's as tough as they fucking come, and he'll make it a fight. But I'm saying I'm giving an early pick, I'd say Dominick Reyes wins this fight. But go on, Harrington, what were the odds?
Well, if you go over to our buddies at BetDSI, you can get Dominick Reyes at -169 right now.
And what is Weidman?
Weidman, you're getting back at around +140, +150.
So yeah, Reyes is the favorite in the fight, and I think rightfully so. Yeah, look, I'm excited. I've always liked Weidman. It became weird because I became friends with you. So then anybody you were beefing with, I was like, oh, I can't be fans of them anymore. All right, sorry, GSP, my favorite fighter of all time. Go fuck yourself, you French Canadian pussy.
Hey, he did our podcast back in the day. Let's remember. Yeah, no, of course. That's what I mean. Everybody likes Weidman. He's a very likable person. He is. And he's a blue-collar guy. And he's worked his fucking ass off, and everything he's got, he's earned. you know, and I wish him the best. And, you know, I'm pulling for him. I am. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm not going to say it's going to be a one-sided affair. I'm just thinking I'm leaning towards Reyes in this fight. And, of course, so is everybody else because he's a big favorite at the bookies. It makes sense.